my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness, give me your hand. I was just like that. Oh my gosh, David, it's over.
Better? That's how much better that is. Let me get you something else for it. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, it's over. Oh my gosh, it's over.
So, thanks for joining me. Um, if you hear screaming and stuff in the background, we've got shenanigans going on at the house. So, but it's okay. So, how's everything going? Hope everybody's doing well. Um, Tonight, definitely check out the buy it now stuff. Plenty of things up for sale. Definitely all sorts of fun stuff that you guys could buy. Stickers, sketch cards, all of that. This is also going to be on YouTube later. So fun stuff. But tonight we will be working on this card set. Normally with card sets, you're not allowed to share any information or any video or anything like that. But this company is slightly different. They're perfectly fine. They want all of the promotion as possible. Card company across the seas, great group of guys, great people. Studio Thwip, I just love these people. These guys are great. So we're going to be working on a couple. As you can see, I've already started on one. I am slacking on these because day-to-day work compared for my day job has definitely taken up a lot of my time. But I mean, I've got, almost all the cards worked out. But you can see, like, these are the inked ones I've got. And I think I showed Naruto just a second. Got Naruto. And then we have Afro Samurai. And then the rock guy from Ninja Scroll. So these guys just need to be colored. Coloring doesn't even take that long. It's just, I think it's I'm very particular and I want to take my time. But then we also have, oh, sorry. That light is so bright. Let's see if we can tone it down just a little. Nope, it's not going to show, but it's because the pencils are always so light. Goro from Mortal Kombat, the movie. And then we've got the famous slipper thrower from Kung Fu Hustle. And then we have also Ong Bak, which is, we're going to, hopefully, he's not the best one so far, but I definitely want to try to work it out a little bit better. It's close. And if anyone knows this one, you're one old. Old and also silly into 90s. Kung Pao, if you look. It's the magic tongue. Anyway, but yeah, Kung Pao. So those just have to be inked, and then once I let them just chill out, I'll start doing the coloring. But so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kind of go back and forth. I really would like to ink probably 2 of those tonight, but kind of want to get started on some of the colors of these. I think that's also another thing. Doing these sketch cards are really fun. They're enjoyable, but man, I get stressed out over colors because I want them to look good. I want them to look right. Especially, this turtle card is going to be one of those things. I want to make sure it looks good. As well as Scorpion here. Man, Scorpion's like, he's going to be intense. So And some of these are going to be easier than others. Like this guy's mostly gray, so it's not awful. So we'll be doing that. Yes, sorry about the delay. There was a motion of, hey, I got to go take care of something super fast. So, but let me pull something up real quick, and then I could get started. So, let's turn that down. If anyone else hops on, that's a content creator or a sketch card artist, or if you're working on anything, put something out there. That'd be cool. I like talking about stuff. Let's see here. We could talk about 90s stuff. With 90s stuff, you know, growing up in the 90s, that was a magical time for me. I think when you grow up, you have your nostalgia things that you reflect on and you enjoy. But I will be focusing here soon on some we'll be working on kind of some more 90s type stuff. So super excited. But this is also sort of 90s as well. Ninja Scroll came out in the 90s, and that was a mind blower. It seemed like anime at the time was becoming more unique, because a lot of us were growing up on like Voltron, some G.I. Joe, some of that stuff was from across the seas. And that animation was like mind blowing to us because before like Super Friends and stuff like that, we're like, it's okay. We had Spider-Man that was alright. Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, Transformers, Robotech, all those were just insane. So it was pretty cool to kind of grow up in that time period, and then see something like Ninja Scroll come out, and it just blew everyone's mind. Ninja Scroll was like Ghost in the Shell. And then even before that, I mean, and I imagine so many people are sick of hearing it, but Akira was like the benchmark of how do you show excellence. Man, I remember getting that from the library so many times until I, had a job and I got my own copy of it and just almost wore it out. I knew every line. I was obsessed. The animation was so beautiful. And it just, once things like Ninja Scroll came out, it was just mind-boggling. It's like, how is that even possible? And could animation stay that way? And I mean, definitely animation has. I mean, but it all can't look the same. One Piece has definitely been one of those, like, I'll admit, because I've got friends out there, they'll tell on me in a heartbeat. Hated One Piece's animation style, and I definitely am interested in the remake, I guess, or the re-animation of it that they're doing. But man, I was like, I don't like it. I don't like the design of the characters. I think it all looks silly. And then next thing I know, I was like, well, it's actually not bad. Like, if you just really, really focus on the story and stuff and the characters, it's super enjoyable. But it didn't have the same impact, kind of like, watching things like Ninja Scroll and Ghost in the Shell. I was super worried when Ghost in the Shell was going to be a TV series. And it just was the most amazing thing. And I was like, kudos to the companies that are doing that, and keeping them not exactly the standard of when the movies came out, but man, they're just so good. So with this set that I'm working on, this is Kung Fu. So, and mostly just Kung Fu and things of fighting and stuff like that. So that's kind of the fun thing. As you can tell, there was a variety of stuff there that was from all sorts of different places. We have Hong Kong Fooey, one of my favorites, and once again, old school animation Hanna-Barbera. It's just fun. He was definitely enjoyed in my house. But then, like I said, we've got other stuff. We've got the 90s Mortal Kombat, Goro, and all of that. So, but definitely, it's interesting. I'm trying to think. None of these are like new. Well, okay, Mortal Kombat. This is what 2021. So, okay, kind of cool. And then Ungbok is, I think, the other one that's is close to new. Yeah. So I don't know. And more likely, I'll probably do like a Dragon Ball Z for the other one. So, if I remember right, his background's probably going to be dark blue. Oh. So yeah. So a lot of the stuff. I mean, just a '90s dork is what it comes down to. But yeah. Let's get this all worked out. I'm super curious to talk about some card news. I know that DC cards. Hello, superhero. DC is now going to go through Upper Deck, so that'll be interesting to see what those are going to look like in the future. Who's going to be buying those and just how it's going to end up. It's definitely interesting, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, I would definitely like to try to see more unique stuff, but not everything is super accessible. It'd be cool if we had more anime type stuff like this that we could do. That would be licensed products. But it's also why I like the indie product scene with these. You could sometimes get away with quite a bit because these companies could care less. Especially if like little guys like me, I'm not stealing really money. And really, working for Upper Deck and stuff like that, like my cards don't really go for that much anyway. So if they ever come up too, that's the other fun factor. I don't know. I know that I've got cards out there. I've only got a handful that you can find on eBay. But I mean, hey, you could always just reach out and try to order one directly, Anyone that is in the Indiana area next Sunday, I will be hanging out with a crew of people out in Bloomington. And we will be selling art, selling prints, selling stickers, hanging out, talking nerdy stuff, or geekery, I should say, geeky things, anime, comics, So hopefully to see a good amount of people there. This is my second year that I will be sitting there with stuff. Um, Third year going there, checking it out. It's going to be awesome. There might be a special guest there that I don't know if we really know if he's going to be there. I got to reach out to somebody. But yeah, there's a possible secret guest. Don't know. We'll see. If not, that's cool. If so, hey, at least you were there. But I'm looking forward to kind of getting out. I've got plenty of wares and plenty of things to kind of do there. I think my friend Hannah will be with me as well. She's going to help me get stuff set up, and she was there with me last year. And I will say setting up at that con was a huge eye-opener because it was like, what can I do to stand out? What can I do to do better? And she was fantastic. Sketchcard Magazine, what is up? How is it going? But yeah, my friend, it was the first time doing something bigger than what we do here in Muncie, that it was just kind of like, oh, let's just kind of see how it goes. And man, everyone had their stuff like perfect. It was so neat to see like everyone set up and things. I was bummed because my table was so lackluster. It just my stuff didn't pump out. People had to really go through a lot of just the binders to look at my stuff. And I was like, I really need to set my stuff up and more accessible. And you could see it from away while you're walking around. So it was cool. And my friend definitely helped me out with that. And so I think we even talked about like, she would come with me this time so that we can see a difference. And so I'm super, super, super excited. The only sad thing, I wish I could do a lot more of what I like doing other than the sketch cards and stuff. Definitely my day-to-day stuff just takes a lot of my attention. So, but I do have things going on currently that might affect a lot of what's going on. And I can't talk about any of it. That's the downfall of sometimes working with people and stuff. These are all secrets. We can't talk about things that may or may not happen too. So, but unlike that, this card set. Oh, thanks for asking. I'm doing well this evening. This evening's been not bad so far. I can't complain. Definitely just kind of enjoying getting this stuff worked on. These definitely need to head back over to across seas, so that they can get put into the Kickstarter. I really want these to shine. I'm seeing a lot of good work that's being sent back, so I definitely want to make sure they're getting some top-notch stuff. So but yeah, definitely looking forward to like the cons and stuff that I'm doing and some of the projects I'm starting to work on. Because man, I hope to do more stuff. The other things I really like to do is stenciling and spray painting. I burned myself out on that so bad. Because I worked so hard and I sold my work so incredibly cheap that I couldn't keep up with it. And then I would get so frustrated because I was selling it at a ridiculous price. I think that was like the biggest thing that I could say that killed me was, not making enough profit from the stuff I love so I could keep doing it. While people are saying, it looks good, but then they would always go, $20 for a painting that was like 8.5 by 11. Are you kidding me? Man, that's insane. Not going to buy that. That's nuts. But I also understand, like, my stuff also isn't for everybody, which is fine. But I definitely love doing the sketch cards. So when I was doing a lot of those stencils too, I would do the sketch cards while setting up and sitting around during those conventions or that little artist pop-up stuff. And that kind of made me feel more focused on this stuff, and I was getting a lot more done. But man, I would love to go back to that at some point. Because definitely I would love to kind of do these things more like that. I, did a Dragon Ball Z that was pretty good. So, yeah. My David Bowie, which I have next to me, is really good. There we go. That looks a little better. Absolutely. Eventually, we're going to work on getting a setup that. There we go. That looks really good. So you can really see the difference in that. So yeah. Hey Lauren, how's it going? One of my favorite people. She's watching from Facebook. Hopefully all is well with you, miss. Definitely enjoyable day. Enjoyable. Get some of this stuff. And then more likely with this stone guy, I will probably do some white pen to highlight some of the stuff. But if anyone knows this movie, this guy is just so evil, so mean, but he is so neat. His design blew my mind. I want to say this forehead needs to be this much taller. Yeah. This guy was insane. So, fun. I'm glad you're working on house stuff. That's always something to do, Lauren. Oh, man. I'm glad today I didn't have to do work stuff, or house stuff, so that was kind of nice. Today's been such a relaxed day. I enjoyed it. It was super, super enjoyable. Got to do a pokey walk with my friend over at local university. They were giving out plants, so we got a free plant. It was kind of nice. Now, I'm not much of a plant guy, but it was interesting. It was cool how they were incorporating and trying to get people involved with like Pokemon and seeing like the plants and the insects and the animals that were, inspiration for some of that stuff. So that was kind of cool. So that was neat. Ball State has a lot of really cool stuff like that. So if anyone in the United States is like, hey, is Ball State a good place to go to? Sure. Why not? I don't know. Didn't go there. But they definitely have plenty of neat classes and stuff for people. Their art department's kind of neat. I like it, but I have no need to go back to school. I'm good. I don't have time for that. I barely have time to get my projects done. So, man, house stuff, yeah, it never does end. But yeah. The Ball State thing, if I had known about it, I think I would have said something like, hey, we should promote, but this really was like a last minute thing. Anyway, super cool. It's all good. There's always going to be other stuff going on around our city, and it'll be neat. I know we've got a art sale going on in Muncie in October. I think it's the first week of October, called Yart, where they let anybody and everybody come and sell their wares and stuff like that. It's so fun. One of my favorite times of the year. Fall. You got people all around. You get to hang out, try to sell work, meet new people. And I'm getting to the point where I've been doing these things within the community that, I'm seeing people that I've been seeing over and over, and it's fun to see them, to connect with them. I just wish we had more around our area. Four Leaf, thanks for joining. Hope all is well. All right, let's get. Do a little bit of nice blue. Because he's definitely, his scene within this movie is all at night. I think that's going to be okay for right now. Yes. That, and also my marker's running out. So, next color. I love how the brightness of that blue is so misleading on this card. Yeah, it looks a little more closer to what it is, but so yeah. If any of these cards look good, what I should do, and what I'll probably do is, I will promote the Kickstarter once it's out, and you have a chance of possibly getting a blind pull of this guy or any of the other ones that I'm working on. Just make sure we're covering it. So let's look at that, and then we will probably a little more touch. And I couldn't find it. I wanted to show off the new sketch cover. I have no idea how I'm going to sell it, but I just completed there was a new release of a Garfield comic last week. And so I took the time to work on that and get that going. And turned out really well. Now I just have to figure out how am I going to sell it, as well as, I don't know. Like, it's super cool. I've definitely mimicked a die cut cover and put it over the orange sketch cover that was available. My shop that I go to that I absolutely love didn't have any white covers that weren't damaged. So they're waiting on their company to get back with sending new ones. And then with the white cover, I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah. All right. I will say the good thing, even though, sometimes the way the card looks in front of me and then online, like when I'm doing these, I can see some imperfections or some little spots that I don't see with my eye. So kind of cool. So we've got this. And for those that haven't seen it yet, these are the other ones that we're working on. Boop, boop, boop. So try to get some of these done, maybe, or at a state where I'm fine. Some of these, this guy I want to work on my own. He's got a lot of cool blending and stuff that's just going to take time. Same with I do believe this is Mikey. If not, I'm going to make it Mikey. I think it looks like a Mikey picture. So Ryu, Naruto, I could probably do some of this because this is the older Naruto, not the younger first year. And then this guy, Afro Samurai. Definitely, I like using references just to make sure that I'm doing everything right. Yeah, he's turning out really good. Thank you, Lauren. And we're just going to try to keep darkening up some of that sky. So then also I'll just keep going back into just give it so he has more of an aura with him, and like I said, I'll probably go back in with some white pen later. So yeah. Yeah, I like how this is turning out now. I mean, I liked it before, but coloring always brings out more of a fun look and detail. Sometimes can't just rely on one thing. So yeah. Oh. Oh, I forgot to finish his eye. Come on, there we go. So, all right, I know his eye will need just a little bit of something. Yeah. Man, does it look flat? So there you go. So for right now, I think I spoke too soon. I think I want to add just a little bit more depth to some of the other parts, so you could tell what is cheek and what is not. And Yeah. All right, fun stuff. Add some texture. Hello, George. Thanks for joining the stream, man. We're just sitting here working on some cards for future projects. This is for Studio Thwip. And this is I think the fighting set is what it is. Originally, I think it was Kung Fu. And I think they just opened it up to more things like, so if it's anything animated or movie or stuff like that, not video game, we could do it. But of course, there's plenty of video game stuff that has been out there. So I definitely jumping on top of that. If I could try to get some of my favorite stuff out there. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Cool. I'm going to give them time to really dry up so I can start using that white pen on it. So, time to move on. Give a little show. Okay. All right. Let's work on some pen. We're gonna work on her. Man, she was one of the best things in Kung Fu Hustle. Rolls and bowls. Thanks for joining, man. We're checking this out. We are working on sketch cards. Definitely working on a set that's coming out near future. So. I wish I could remember her name. Remember going and seeing this movie in the theater. It was just the funniest thing. So good. I didn't see Shaolin Soccer in the theater, but that definitely pushed me to go try to see this film. Yeah. Gotta make sure I'm doing the hairnet just right. If I could, I'd watch this movie right now while doing this. Sorry, zoned out. But um, if you've never seen Kung Fu Hustle, it's definitely a unique film. Um, yes, definitely just enjoyable. Unique characters, just interesting for sure. The landlady that controls the slum area that these people live in is she's hilarious. Her drunken husband's even funnier. He's a pervy. Hmm. These curlers, man. So many. So many curlers. I know I'm gonna have to use this the picture as a reference because I think these each one's like a different color, so, which is pretty funny. Yeah, Kung Fu Hustle, definitely one of the surprising films, man. But he definitely pushed a lot of neat things for film and stuff. Yeah, love that movie. Imagine my buddy, who's kind of like my art director at times. He's gonna be like, "Man, you really should have just done her husband with the flower on his head," because that's definitely one of the funniest things. I always think it's funny once I move my hand, everything just gets dark, just so bright. But all right. Excuse me. So, Slurpy Blurby? Wonderful name. I like it. Welcome. If you had people drawing kung fu cards or cards of fighters or fighting movies, I mean, what do you think would be the ones you would want? Um, Obviously, for us, I think for sketch card artists, we do the things we kind of want. Like, I definitely wanted to do Kung Fu Hustle, um, and I want to do Mortal Kombat. If I could keep these cards, I would absolutely would keep all of them. But I always wonder, like, everybody's different. Everybody has their own taste, flavor of all this stuff. So I just want to know, what is your guys' take on, like, if you could buy certain stuff, what would it be? I know there's better people at certain cards than I am, and I know like Bloodsport would be one of those. Like, now I've seen a couple, but I'm very, very like particular on the looks of them. But some of the artists that I'm a fan of, Bloodsport would be one. Not Karate Kid. I'm not. Oh yeah. By the way, yeah, Karate Kid is one of those that a lot of people are doing. Um, Junkie Punky, thanks for showing. Popping in. We're just drawing some stuff. Is this a 3? I need something bigger. But yeah, definitely. Some of these kung fu cards or fighting cards, they're fun. But I can't think of like other. There was so many '90s movies I could think of, like Three Ninjas and stuff like that. Like Goofy, Hollywood Ninja was the other one with Chris Farley. Like that would have been funny, but like sometimes I feel like even though things are funny, to see as a card is not also wanted to buy. So definitely part of it is the things I want to do, and also what I might conceive as what people would want. So I'm definitely curious what your guys' takes would be like. What would be, characters or movie things that you'd be like, yeah, this would be super cool. Man, I will say, I do have a solid blank right now that I've got to figure out, and I think I've figured it out. I just don't know exactly which character and like what kind of pose. Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball's cool, um, but that's got to get filled somehow. I have Forbidden Kingdom. That was a really good movie. Um, I saw it with my family, and I remember loving it. Um, Very cool. I don't know, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That was another one I saw in the theater that was just really cool. Um, but yeah, let's see here. All right, this isn't as not filled as I thought, so that's good. All right. Do. Always love kind of putting in the darker stuff. Shading makes it a little bit feeling more filled. Something I struggled with because of, something that someone had criticized before is when I was a kid. It's funny that we keep those criticisms um, for years and years and years. And someone's like, "Man, he's always drawing really dark." So I stopped like inking so much dark things for the longest time, and it's just like, man, I really shouldn't have cared because it's definitely held me back in some ways. And I think some people just didn't. I don't know. It's just weird what we let affect us. So, all right. Here we go. She's pretty much. Here we go. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, I'm definitely watching this movie after the stream. Oh, do I love this movie. So, all right. Yep. I think she is going to sit. Oh, I think I just saw a small spot that I could get, but I think I've got most of what when I get done with her. So, all right, there she is. It's the landlady. We have Mr. Goro. Yeah, let's get him going. Um, all right. Like I was talking earlier about, video games. Like this is when I was thinking of fighting stuff, like Mortal Kombat. Oh, she looks different from 2 seconds before. Oh no. she steroids are a horrible thing to take. This is not the same woman. That's hilarious. Gosh, that would be like so weird. Be like, oh, neat slim woman to almost China from WWE. But being a fan of like, those fighting games back in the day, or even like the Capcom games of today, to what they had, I would love to sit and do a bunch of those type of fighting games. I was a massive fan of the Capcom fighting games. That is not a dumb question. No. This is great question. Philippines? No. Is it French and Philippine? I know the guy who is doing these. His family's from the Philippines, and he does live in France. So I don't know if it's a combination of that or if it is a specific section of France. But yeah, no, good question, man. That's perfectly fine. Because this is also like, it's a relatively new company. This is their third set. So Studio Thwip. The S is a little hard to see on this. I wish it was just slightly more. There you go, Studio Thwip. This is for this year. So definitely keep your eyes out because they're going to have a Kickstarter for this. They are one of very few places that are perfectly fine with you kind of showing off the process of your work, trying to get it hyped up. But yeah, and I think you can buy from the second Kickstarter that they have gone through already. And it's pretty wonderful. It's good stuff. Yeah, and this This guy's been doing sketch cards for quite some time. Um, so it's cool that he finally decided to do his own with his own handpicked group of people that he liked as well. I definitely feel honored to work with these same people that I've admired and worked with other card sets. So he's been super nice. Um, yeah, the other card companies that I work with, um, they also have, like, if you go on eBay, they're the Artist Assemble group, and you could buy those sketch card packs as well currently. Um, and they have all sorts of different types. Um, they have ones that are like music based, ones that are toy based. So definitely check them out because I've also got cards with their sets. So if you love doing blind card packs, they're wonderful. Um, do it. Commissions are come and go. Um, I've been doing this for I think 7 years. Oh, thank you. Inking. I've been inking stuff most of my life, man. It's just been practice, practice, practice. So, and then learning from other people, like trying to learn like how, um, shoots, some of the old. I want to say old. They don't seem old. The old like comic guys used to do in the '90s and stuff, like what their style is like and how they were successful with what tricks they did, and so I'm always learning that stuff. But yeah, I always like my stuff to be clean. Um, I don't know. I want as professional as how I would want to receive it. Is it Scott Williams? I just learned something fun about his stuff. I thought that was super cool. But um, gosh, Ryan Otley, dude, what a wonderful artist. Nice guy. Um, I love looking at his stuff on Instagram, and he's super neat. But definitely copying his style would be tough. But he is super good. Um, um, there's definitely all sorts of fun books that like definitely the more you practice, the better like you'll feel about doing like the things that Ryan Otley does. His stuff, he makes that stuff look so fluid. But also, I know with some people, they're just masters at doing things super fast, but also not everything's always that fast. So you just have to also give yourself some grace when you're trying to get similar to their style or even like trying to get a good feel of it. So but back to the whole commission thing, like I don't get a lot of commissions, which is fine. It's fine to a point because sometimes I get worried about sometimes what I'm doing. But definitely, commissions would be nice if it was consistent enough to switch to doing this full time, or even doing like sketch covers or whatever. But I don't know. But I love looking at other people's art and seeing how they do things. Definitely, this app, whatnot, has been really fun to see how people do their things online. Definitely a couple of guys off of out of the what is it, conventions that I've gone to. Like I like whenever they stream, like watching how they do some of their stuff because their stuff is definitely different, and they're not as I don't know. They're really loose at how they do their craft. Man, my hands cramp up because I get so was it tight. As much as this looks kind of loose, it is. But man, I just sometimes I just get way too tense. White knuckle it. All right. Right now I'm just inking. Probably by the time I get done with him, I am going to switch over to coloring again. Um, Earlier I just finished up. Well, for the colors, I just finished up this guy from Ninja Scroll. Um, so giving him some time because what I'm going to do is put some stars in the background as well as highlight some of his rocks and stuff. Thank you. um, and I might try to work on Hong Kong Fooey. I've got him as well. You know, poor Hong Kong Fooey is just hanging out in white, empty space. So, might go back to getting some of the white spots in, doing some of the highlights. But what's another one I could probably start on? Right on, man. I could probably start on Naruto because definitely I've got the oranges and stuff. I just can't remember all of it, but I remember some. So definitely want to get on some of these. Dude, with the work that's come out in the past week, I've gotten another art card set that I can't share, can't really talk much about. And then I also have another secret project that I'm working on top of another secret project. This is the only thing I can work on, and I should get this done, get it out of the way. So definitely this is the set. I definitely need to get this done. I've been sitting on these a little too long, so I should be coloring, but I'll definitely try to get on more of some of that in just a bit once I get a lot of Goro's inks done. Oh, that's right. This is his gauntlet. I forgot about that. Gauntlet. Philip Moy. Um, oh no, I didn't know that. I'll have to check him out. That's really cool. Yeah, I don't. Oh, man, I wish I was on here more to see some of the other artists and who are the other people that are on here. Um, I'm definitely really bad about it, only because I'm super busy. Um, Eagermoy. Oh, I wonder if it's because he's his time zones, or maybe that's his normal schedule. It could be normal schedule of operation. I'll have to check him out. Definitely Inkermoy. Philip Moy. But I remember those Powerpuff. I remember those Powerpuff runs. Um, yeah, understandable. Um, because if he's on the west, I mean that's a 4 hour difference. That's rough. Especially if it's like doing them at night. Like I know it's 10 here, so I don't know if that's 9 or 8 on your side. Because we're Midwest, so I just know it's 4 hours from us. Oh, 10:15. So we're same time. Um, so yeah, 4 hour difference. That would suck right now for their 10 o'clock, because that's definitely way later than us. But I imagine if I'm up, I'll definitely have to check it out because I'm sometimes up that late. I was last night. Good gravy. That is super late. Is he still working for like anybody specific and doing stuff, or is he just now kind of independent run? I wonder. I'll have to look him up. Could be. The independent thing has been taken off a lot more, but it's definitely not as like successful as Image and stuff like that. Um, we've got um, that's cool. We've got a shop here. My comic shop here is part of an indie scene where, gosh, what are they called? Not broken gargoyles. Four Color Fiends is their production now, and they were with a company that was doing this book called Good Boy, which was like a John Wick spoof of the dog being the killer. Um, the original illustrator from the original Alien comics. Ooh, I should know who did that. I've got some of those. I cannot think of the name. That sucks. But those are some awesome books. Like they are so cool. Um, yes, that sounds right. These go a row there. All right, let's get some Uzumaki going on, which of course I don't have his colors out yet. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. Okay, I'll put those there. And then and yellow. Okay. This. Oh. All right. Man, I can't remember because this is a suit that I don't remember him having a whole lot, but because this is the older one, I remember watching this series like a little bit of it, and then just I lost track of it because there's life. But kind of easy to remember he's got blonde hair, so or bright yellow hair. Yeah, that'll work. Hmm. I remember his sleeves being orange. Yeah, it's blues and blacks. Yeah, this is a Shippuden Naruto. I just can't remember. Once again, I rarely start doing something without a reference. But the things that I know to be true would be his sleeves are orange. So that cut off right there. But yeah, he's got grays in some spots. I know his kunai knife is gray as well, so that's going to be easy. So I'll have to do that. So let's do that. Man, I want to say his headband is also gray, but hold on one sec. I'll be right back. I have sad news. I messed up. Oh no. Which is fine. We will get it fixed. Because definitely coloring over that with gray is not going to be much of an issue. So, that's why I don't usually do that, but that's all right. Yeah, absolutely. If it was the other way, I'd just be awful. But that's all right. So yeah, that gray over it's going to be super nice. Yeah. The second part of Naruto's growing up. Yep. I haven't seen Boruto or any of the other stuff. Not a fan of what I've heard, so it's all right. Enjoying One Piece as much as I can when it comes out. But yeah, my friend has shown me all the stuff that's been spoilerish, and just because she's so unhappy with a lot of what they've done with them and stuff, and I get it. I get why she's mad. So it's all right. I'm just so many things to watch. I'm good. Don't know why I'm being cautious around that orange since I already know I gotta go over it. Ugh. Might go back in with orange just so I can make it consistent. Oof. Or I'll come back again. Another layer or something. Oof, rookie mistake. It's all right. All right, now let's double check again. Okay, so everything else though is orange, except for a couple things. That's understandable of giving up on Shippuden. I didn't get very far in it. I liked how it started. Everything was kind of neat, and then once again, it's just other stuff, other interests. Um, that's all right. Things happen. I wonder. I know what I could do. Just not that one. Which would be to help with these. All right. Yeah, definitely. If you've seen the ending to it and stuff, I know Netflix has the final movie that's supposed to sort of help with the ending and everything or whatever, but it's whatever. I'm not really worried about. I don't know, seeing how it ends. I know there's so much stuff that happens in that show. I'm just kind of just over it. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Um, let's get a little cluttery over here. Yeah, we're trying to be hopeful. That's all right. That kind of worked. That's all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't either. Definitely makes me think I should do orange on the other gray to make it consistent. I might do that. I like that sort of green gray look anyway, so it's not terrible. But all right, I'm hoping the gray in here gives it the same kind of color treatment like it does in the anime, where it just is like a darker. Yep, that's exactly how I wanted it. Perfect. Yeah, I figured if the gray was looking that way, after putting on top of that, this was going to do the exact shading that like the anime and the manga looks. Well, not the manga, but the anime. So, which is awesome. My only thing is now backgrounds. I always struggle with backgrounds because I'm never sure exactly where I want their environment to be. I mean, if it's like Marvel stuff, super easy. Any battlefield, any type of breaking through buildings or something. Characters like Naruto, it's like, I don't know. Good question. Where do we want him? Oh man, I hate how flat he looks right now in his face. Fix that now. All right. Yay. Come here. Make them not so flat. All right. That. Then we will do some more. I'm definitely going to have to Pro. I think that's what I used. Oh. That's funny. All right. There's my skin tones down. Like it. We'll call it on that one, but see how I feel about tomorrow. Let's come back to his little orange suit. See if we can blend in that orange just a little bit so it's not as stark. There we go. All right. Yeah. Let's just make it consistent. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good. I can't be mad. I'm pretty happy with it. So looking good, looking good. So yeah, we'll do that. Sweet. And those hair. Yeah, like it. Cool. Yeah, turns out I like that. Turned out pretty good. So I think definitely for the figure, that does all right. We'll go back again with the 5 for some of that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that definitely works, man. I definitely like how that. I mean, it definitely just goes with the flow and the look of it. So cool, enjoyable. So I am going to be calling it, but I appreciate everyone that has stopped by. Definitely, thank you, Jokes, for hanging out and chatting it up. It's super fun. Love talking to other artists and stuff. So definitely, I should be back in 2 weeks. Next week, I will be out of town doing a convention over in Southern Indiana. But definitely, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you guys another time.